Bro, this is a never ending. This is one of those things where I come this way but end up over here. I'm not even kidding, because look, there's a gate there and it doesn't open. And there's oh my god. Oh hell no. Oh my god. Oh my god. I hope we can get back out. What is this lock? Jackie, that's where we ended. Oh god. How far do we have to go down? Oh my god. Wait, so where do we end up at? Because what the fuck is that? I thought I just jumped over there. I'm scared. That's what I was wondering. Oh my god.
Maybe I have someone else's yearbook, right? I moved to Los Angeles from Pennsylvania in 2015, and I don't really see anybody from my high school anymore. Another thing, check this out. Yearbook 1, Janelle. Yearbook 2, Linnell. I am Linnell. This one has no autographs because we had a weird insert page. This one, autographs all over, Linnell. This truly makes no sense to me. This makes no sense to me. This, what?
Woman lately. I have been loving lip products. This lip oil is so good. Little car pack and a drink.
And I have a
Grilly things.
This spread, like, cut it like that, and then cut it like that. But now, like, they can't match. So, what the fuck? I just literally cut this spread horizontal and then diagonal, top, bottom. But now I can't get them to match back up. What the fuck?
Experienced a glitch in the matrix. This is probably not the video for you, so just continue scrolling because you're gonna think that I'm crazy. If you have experienced it, I wanna know if anyone has experienced anything similar to this, especially from a young age. So I've had multiple glitches throughout my life, especially now that I've gotten older, I can understand what's happening. But I wanna talk about the very first one. The very first one that I can remember that I was like, am I crazy or are all of you crazy? So this is around 4th or 5th grade, elementary school. My grandma would pick me up from school 2 to 3 times a week. We were very close. My grandma lived like rock throwing distance from my house. So I would literally travel up the creek through the woods to my grandmother's house that I would go. I would spend all my time with my grandma. So after school, she would pick me up and we would go to Wendy's. That was our thing. We loved Wendy's. My grandma has very prominent blue eyes, like crystal clear. It's a very prominent feature about my grandma that she has very blue, piercing crystal blue eyes. So this one day, she picks me up. We go to Wendy's. We're sitting in the glass area. If you know Wendy's back then you know what I'm talking about. We're sitting there eating our fries and I look up at my grandma and my grandma has brown eyes. They're brown. And so naturally I was like, Grandma, your eyes are brown. And she was like, yeah, Lauren, I have brown eyes. I was like, Grandma, no, you don't. You have very blue eyes. What do you mean? You have blue eyes. And she was like, no, Lauren, I have brown eyes. So whatever, we eat. She takes me home and this is the whole thing. I talked to my mom too. And I'm like, Mom, Grandma has brown eyes. And my mom was like, yeah, Grandma has brown eyes. No, she doesn't. She has blue eyes. What do you mean she has brown eyes? Like everyone knows that Grandma has blue eyes and everybody was making me believe that I was crazy. The next time that I see my grandma, 3 days later, my grandma has blue eyes again. So of course I'm like, Grandma, your eyes are blue. Why are your eyes blue? And she's like, yeah, Lauren, I have blue eyes. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do I mean? We just had this conversation 3 days ago when you had brown eyes and I told you that you have blue eyes and you're telling me that you have brown eyes, but I know that you have blue eyes. And now that you have blue eyes again, you're telling me that you know you have blue eyes? I'm not crazy. This was not a dream. I did not dream this. This happened. This was reality on Thursday. Now you have blue eyes again? Like, I did not make this up. This is still with me to this day. I think about this to this day. My grandma had brown eyes that day that I went to Wendy's with her after school. I didn't make that shit up. Like, that was reality. I didn't miss a day. Like, this happened. Has anybody else ever experienced anything like that? With people's eyes changing colors? And they fully believe that their eyes were a different color. I'll never forget that. I want to talk about my most recent glitch in the Matrix because this video was from the very first one. I want to talk about the most recent one. So this happened in this house. I've been in this house 6 months now. This happened probably 4 months ago. So one day I woke up, I left for the gym. It's important to note too, my keys. So my car does not start with a key. It's a push to start, so you don't need it to physically put in the ignition, turn it on. But my gym tag is attached to my keys, okay? I get to the gym, I check in with my keys, I leave the gym, I also go to the grocery store, get back in my car. I have to have my keys to turn on the car, right? So I get back in the car, turn on my car, and then I go to Lowe's to get some potting soil, get back in the car, turn on the car, to then come home. When I get home, I was just gonna run in and grab the dogs to take them on a walk. So I need the keys to get into my house because I locked my house. So I get home. This was 3 different stops. I made 3 different stops. I had to ignite my car with my keys 3 separate times before I got home. I get home and I'm still sitting in the car and I can't find my keys anywhere to go unlock my house. Like, I'm looking everywhere. I'm looking through my gym bag. I'm looking in the back of the car. I cannot find my keys anywhere. They're gone. I can't. 20 minutes have passed. I'm looking for the keys. So then I'm just like, let me just go see if I left the door unlocked so I can just grab the dogs. My car is still running. Let me just go grab the dogs and we can go on a walk and find them later. If that even makes sense. So I walk up to my house and my keys are dangling from the lock of my house. Make it make sense. I had to physically use my keys to turn on my car 3 separate times before I got home to come get the dogs, but they were dangling in the lock of my house. I have another one too. I have a crazy one too, a different crazy glitch in the Matrix story or timeline jump, whatever you want to call it. This one happened 2 years ago in Columbia, South Carolina, in an Airbnb. So me and my boyfriend got an Airbnb in Columbia. We were staying there for a couple days and we ordered DoorDash and they had like an outdoor patio area. So we decided to eat outside. When we opened up the food, we realized that we didn't have any silverware. So I went inside to get silverware. I went to the kitchen and I looked everywhere, through all of the drawers, through all of the cabinets. I looked everywhere twice for silverware. And this one specific drawer, I had a computer charger plugged into the wall, which dangled over one of the drawers. Whenever I closed the drawer, it got stuck. So I opened it up again. And I remember this drawer because it looked weird. On one side of the drawer, there was a spatula and one of the clampy things. And on the other side of the drawer was oven mitts. The middle of the drawer was empty. Weird, but didn't think much of it. Went back outside and I told them that there's no silverware here. What? Seriously? I know, right? Ate with our hands. So I go back inside to clean everything up and my boyfriend opens a drawer and I hear from the other room, silverware is right here. Stunned. I'm stunned. So I walk in there, and what you know, it's the exact drawer that had the cord dangling down, and it had the silverware box. You know, like you can lift the box up and it's the thing of silverware directly in the middle of the drawer. I thought I was crazy. I thought I was losing my mind. Like, no, you don't understand. I checked all these drawers and I checked that one twice because I had to open it again. And there was no silverware in that box. I told that story later to a group of friends, and they told me that it's a common Airbnb thing for them to, if you've ever seen the movie The Boy, where the boy like lives in the walls, he told me that it's a common thing for Airbnb hosts to have that same thing, or have like a hideaway tunnel and they come out and like do shit. I thought that was a little extreme, but I mean, honestly, I would prefer it to be a glitch in the Matrix, a timeline jump or something, rather than the Boy movie scenario. Regardless, it doesn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense, and I can't explain it to this day, but that happened.
Now, I have to talk to you because I'm experiencing a glitch in the Matrix. You know, I read about these things and I watch that Auntie Matrix and stuff like that, and I'm like always fascinated by it, but it's never happened to me, and this is super weird, and I just need to tell you about it. When I was in college, you know, I was in the music program because of musical theater, and the chair of the music department, well, I mean, she was awful to me. I actually have a story, a video that is still posted on my account that like is about how she didn't cast any people of color in a show where like part of the cast is supposed to be people of color, and then she just put them all in blackface. But it wasn't just that. Like, she would constantly yell at me and constantly demean me, and she made me feel like in theater being black is a setback. That stayed with me for decades. It was really hard to not believe that for a very long time. Actually, there are a lot of people that I know and I'm still friends with that, you know, she was pretty awful to be honest. But anyway, 2 years ago, she passed away. She passed away from, I think, cancer, and her daughter posted something on Facebook about it. It was amazing because all of her old students just came out of the woodwork to like talk about how devastated they were and how horrible this is, and this is just a tragedy. I have a very close friend who also was in the music program with me, and I remember that she sent me like a Marco Polo. If you have the app, you know. She sent me a Marco Polo being like, I feel bad because I feel like that line in a chorus line, and then she sang it. She was like, because I felt nothing. Oh, the song about Mr. Carp, whatever. If you don't know chorus line, just, it doesn't matter. And I was like, girl, same, you know, we both felt the same way. But the crazy thing was, if we went on Facebook, all of the people that were devastated about this horrible loss were like people that had also talked shit about her, you know. I even vague booked about it because I was like so annoyed. I also a couple weeks ago made a video about how I have like this intense memory for like certain things, right? I have a very intense memory of the day that I found out that this woman died. I remember what I was wearing. I remember exactly where I was sitting when I learned it. I remember where I was sitting when I got that Marco Polo from my friend. Cut to today, okay? This happened maybe like 35 minutes ago, okay? I get a text from my friend being like, I can't believe we haven't talked about this. The chair of the music department passed away. That's just what I'm gonna call her because I'm not gonna say her name. I was like, no. This has already happened. The next text she says is, I feel bad because I feel like that line from a chorus line. No. Okay, this has already happened and you've said exactly that. Then I go onto Facebook because I'm thinking this must be like a memory from 2 years ago or something, and it's just like resurfacing as like a memory on my friend's page, right? No, it wasn't. This was posted like a few hours ago. Even worse, remember when I said the thing about people like, you know, who had just talked shit about her and had a bad experience with her and who are now saying that they're devastated? Well, the main person in that was the person's post that I saw talking about how devastated they were that this woman passed. Everything is happening exactly as it happened that day, only instead of me being in bed when I'm reading this information, I was at work. I'm genuinely freaking out right now. How is this possible? How is this possible? Of course I went scrolling through my Facebook to try to find that vague post that I made. It's not there. It's not there. Like, what the hell is going on? I actually have a wild theory about it, and it has to do with quantum immortality, and I think that that's insane. That's insane, right? Oh my God, please don't judge me for this because I know how I sound. But like a couple of years ago, I got into this car accident on my drive home from work. I was hit by a drunk driver who was driving in the wrong lane and didn't brake, hit me going 40 miles an hour. Just destroyed my car, okay? I was wearing a seatbelt, and I remember that after, you know, the car accident happened and after like all the fogginess, you know, that happens after you get hit, everything seemed off. Everything seemed weird. I couldn't hear for a while, but I did not have a scratch on me. Like, I had lots of bruises from the seatbelt, but I didn't have a scratch on me. The police get to my car and they're like, I don't know how you survived this. The ambulance gets there to take me to the hospital to get checked out, and they're saying that they don't know how I survived this, much less no scratch, right? And everything kind of felt off since then. And, you know, I kind of like researched it and looked on Reddit, and that's where I found out about quantum immortality. Like, maybe I'm in a different timeline. I think that's crazy. I just want to be clear. I mean, I suppose it's possible, but I mean, but maybe I'm in a different timeline where she hadn't passed yet. I am losing my mind. This is crazy. This is crazy. I'm genuinely cracking up right now. I mean, honestly, just tell me in the comments if you think this is insane or if you have any theories. Like, seriously, this is insane. Okay, bye.